Intro to Culinary students. It's Mrs. Fozzie. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to continue on our sauce lesson. We learned how to make a stock. We made a delicious beef stock that is in the freezer that we had hoped to use in some later labs. But today we're going to change it up a little bit, and we are going to make a sauce that I think you and your family are going to love. I love it. My aunt actually gave me the recipe back when I got married. She made me a really nice collection of recipes, and I still use them to this day. So thank you for that, Aunt Nancy. I'm going to take her recipe though, and we're going to tweak it and make it work for our class. So I've eliminated the ground beef. What we really are focusing on is the sauce part of it, not necessarily adding the protein to it. Now, if I make this at home for my family, I would definitely add a pound of cooked ground beef to the sauce. When it is all done and it's just kind of simmering in the pot for a while, I would add that. The other thing I want to mention is that I am going to do a different variation as well and let mine simmer for the afternoon in the crock pot, because I cannot be here in the kitchen watching it all afternoon. I have some other things I need to get done. So after I brown the onion and the garlic, I'm going to combine it all together and then put it in the crock pot to let it simmer for the afternoon, and you guys can do that too. It'll turn out great that way. So let me introduce you to my mise en place that I have set up for you. I've got a medium minced onion. It's actually bigger than a mince because it's gonna cook so long this afternoon. I just chopped it up a little bit bigger. I did mince my garlic though. And I have 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I hope you guys can see the olive oil is kind of a greenish color, and that is because this bottle of olive oil is cold pressed. And that means it was not heated to extract the oil from the olives. So this is the good stuff, the stuff that is the healthiest for us, because it has not been treated with heat to extract that oil. Moving on down the list, I have a bay leaf, and I don't want to miss anything here. So I've also got 2 teaspoons of salt, a teaspoon of sugar. I have, moving over here, back over here, I have 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, which is just a real small amount, but even smaller than that, I have a pinch of basil and a pinch of oregano. So a pinch is less than 1/8, okay, but more than 1/16. So it is literally a pinch, okay? But definitely important ingredients in flavoring our sauce. In addition to that, I have 2 cups of water down here in my liquid measuring cup. Don't forget to be measuring your liquids in liquid measuring cups. I have opened a can of diced tomatoes. This is a 28-ounce jar of diced tomatoes, and I've also opened a can of tomato paste. That's a 6-ounce can of tomato paste. So that is it for my ingredients. The first step then is to brown the onion and the garlic in the olive oil. So I'm gonna get started doing that, and I'll show you the finished product after that is browned and ready to move on to the next step. So I decided to show you guys a little video of browning my onion and garlic. Notice I'm just starting to get a nice little brown there. We don't want our heat to be too high. I'm gonna turn that down. You don't want your oil to smoke. We want to keep it below that point so that we keep that oil healthy. All right, we don't want to overheat it, but you can notice that I've got a nice little brown going there. So I'm just gonna do this for another maybe 30 seconds and then move on and add the rest of the ingredients to my pan and then into the crock pot. I'm gonna heat everything up together. Boy, I really wish you guys could smell this sauce. It is a very yummy smell. The onions and the garlic sauteed together in the olive oil smells amazing. I'm going to start adding my spices. We have the bay leaf, the oregano, basil, cayenne pepper, salt, which looks like quite a bit, but it's just right. Sugar. Let's stir all that together. We have to make sure that we remember to take out the bay leaf before we serve it. But I'm going to let it just simmer for a little bit here. Remember, when we're simmering, we are not boiling. Simmering is like a smile. Boiling is like a laugh. We watched that on another video. Okay, I'm gonna let that just cook for a little bit there and turn down our heat. And then I'll add the water and put it in the crock pot. And let it go for the rest of the morning and afternoon, and probably cook my pasta and cook my ground beef separately, and maybe even just add it all into the crock pot. Serve it that way. All right, the finished product. Here it comes. Smells amazing. It's cooked for several hours today in the crock pot. You can pull out that bay leaf and add ground beef, add pasta, and we are ready to enjoy the tomato sauce. Have a great night, kids.